voters are very clearly expressing in survey data a much higher desire to vote by mail for fairly obvious reasons, for concerns around COVID-19. And the proportions in which they say they're going to vote are far more substantial. Per our survey of 10 battleground states, about 35% of voters say they want to vote this way versus about 16% who did. And it takes a lot longer to count those ballots. Ballots can come in after Election Day and still be counted. And these are close races in battleground states. So it just stands to reason that the results you get on election night won't be firm, and it will take days to get something like a reliable, knowable result that investors can hang their hats on.
Days. So not weeks, not months? Is that what you're thinking?
It's dependent upon how close the race is and what the final result is. So if I would say we calibrate our own expectations to the polls themselves. So if the polls are telling a story the day before of a margin of victory that is high single digits nationally and outside the polling of margin of error in battleground states, then this is probably a situation where, yes, you would know in days, not that legal challenges would stop within days, but you could probably reliably know within days that the margin of victory was big enough that legal challenges won't make a difference. But if we go into election night with polls within the margin of error, I think this is likely to drag on weeks. And, of course, the uncertainty to investors could be pretty substantial as markets have to vacillate back and forth between pricing in a Democratic policy path and a Republican policy path.
Though, Michael, does the outcome make as much difference as the uncertainty? I mean, if we got a resounding victory for one of the two candidates and it was immediately accepted by the other, would that lead markets to rally kind of regardless of who the candidate was? And is the thing that the market is most focused on at the moment, is that perhaps prolonged uncertainty waiting for a result?
Yeah, I mean, it could. Obviously, this is path dependent, and it depends on what's in the price going into Election Day, right? So if this is a well enough known narrative and you see measures of investor sentiment really declining into Election Day, sort of options pricing showing high volatility pricing in the days and weeks following, then, yeah, a quiet result could certainly lead to a relief rally, but it'll depend on what's in the price, obviously, and I think we're still a little bit too far out to game that out just yet.